Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.
Hi, I'm Steven Bennett. This is the grand final of Reality Bites. We have two students from Lincoln College and Scarborough TEC to cook off to see who is taking the trophy home. Over the course of this competition, we have seen 8 students from 4 colleges in 6 top-class restaurants across the region. Every single competitor has done a fantastic job, with the odd hiccup here and there, and produced some outstanding food for myself, the restaurant chefs, and our series judges. Through the heats and the semi-finals, we've seen some great competition. And now, after 12 episodes of superb cooking, we're down to our final 2 chefs. So today's final is made slightly more difficult for the competitors. Here's what they're going to be faced with today. At each venue so far, the competitors have each had 1 hour preparation time and then 1 hour's cooking time to produce a restaurant dish and their very own accompanying dish. This time we're switching it up a little bit. Our finalists still have a restaurant dish to produce, but in addition, they have a box of ingredients provided by S. Clift Foods, with which they have to come up with an accompanying dish, and they have 2 hours to use the kitchen as they see fit. As an insight into the thought they have put behind the meals, we have asked each finalist to come up with a meal plan, including a third dish that they feel would fit in well with the other 2 dishes, as well as gracing the menu at our venue today, the family-owned Georgian Country House Hotel and Restaurant of Tickton Grange.
My name's David Nowell, I'm head chef at Tickton Grange. Family-owned, Wymont family bought it in 1979. Transformed it from a derelict home into a lovely hotel, and ever since which they've continued to invest in the business and improve the facilities in keeping with today's expectations. We've 22 bedrooms, all en suite of course, spec to the highest level, and we have a wonderful varied selection of guests. We have businessmen during the week, and then at the weekend we have a great wedding trade because it's a lovely building in nice grounds. We're very keen on local. It's become a bit of a cliche, but we have been doing it for 20 years plus. The local thing. We're very keen to use local tradesmen, local staff, local food and drink to cater for our local people, our local customers. And if in doing that we can attract some people from further away to taste East Yorkshire, then that's a bonus. But looking after local, both as a team here as well as our local customers, is very important to us. I'm passionate about food. Working with food and drink to me is a wonderful thing to do. I love eating and drinking as an individual away from my job, but to work with food and drink and be creative with food and drink, the colours, the textures, and to bring a dish together, to me there's a wonderful buzz about that.
The restaurant dish the finalists have to produce today is a juniper roasted duck breast with honey, orange, gin and tarragon, fondant potato and local asparagus. This dish is really challenging from the aspect of making a beautiful duck breast, pink, fat rendered down, creamy fondant and a stew to bring the whole dish together. And here's how the chef here does it. Just like the semi-finals, we flipped a coin to see who goes first in the kitchen here today. Sarah won the toss and decided that she would like to go first. So we've got 2 hours for your cooking today for the final. Pressure's on.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous
Yeah.
already? You can't be nervous before you start. So what are you doing today?
I'm doing a juniper roasted duck breast with
Yeah.
honey orange, June tarragon and fondant potatoes.
Yep.
And then I'm doing salt and pepper, scallops with pea puree and some cheese.
Have you done any of these dishes before?
Yeah.
Have you been practicing?
Yeah, I've been practicing, so
Right.
they went well, so hopefully they go well today.
Good. We'll see then. Make sure 2 hours start now then. So there's no prep time, get straight into it. 2 hours.
Okay, thank you.
For the North Bank Heats and the semi-finals, Blair Jacobs has been helping me and the restaurant chefs judge each of the students' dishes, with Liz McTernan doing the same for all our South Bank competitors. Now we're in the final. It's time we brought these two together to help determine our winner today. So, Blair, meet Liz. Liz, meet Blair.
Hi, Blair.
How's your time been?
Oh, it's been really
It's
interesting.
been emotional with
actually.
me, both of you, obviously.
Yes, well, we both had to put up with you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
And now we brought you together from
Yeah.
the North and South
It's
Bank.
North Bank. Well, it's not North Bank versus South Bank because I'm going to be completely straight down the middle and
You're not going to be biased?
just no.
That's not what I think.
Why?
Because I know you.
No, we need a decent plate of food, and that's what it's about. We need to. What am I saying? Of course I'm going to
Yeah,
be biased,
exactly.
for heaven's
Of
sake. Sarah's a great chef.
Yeah.
You know, she has cooked some really wonderful dishes. The sea bass that we had all that time ago now. Wonderful plate of food. The parfait that she did in Whitby at the restaurant there was lovely, and her desserts have been really spot on.
She's
a
been very
great
calm as well.
creator. She's very cool cookie. She's a very cool character. She doesn't seem to. Forgive the pun. She doesn't overheat in the kitchen.
No.
She just gets. Did you like that? I just threw that in for good measure. Anyway,
Well, that's good because most of the kitchens have been very, very cold.
yeah, well, you see, that's
They have actually, yeah.
She's a cool
Yeah.
kid. Yeah, she's a great chef. She's delivered some really good food. Of course, we picked holes in it. Me from a completely amateur, and of course you from the professional side of it. But by
Thanks,
and large,
that's a compliment.
loosely. By and large, it's been really good.
Yeah.
She's absolutely earned her place here.
Now, this is interesting because, of course, I haven't seen any of her dishes before today,
No.
and you haven't seen Ben's.
Indeed.
So I think you might.
But I
be
have, I
surprised.
think what's come through, because obviously we've heard, we've heard about how the North Bank and South Bank and how the dishes have gone and how the heats have gone, and I think the standard through the competition has been very high. I think
It
you'd probably
has.
agree with that.
Yes,
It's been
definitely.
very good.
But we've
Yes.
got to make sure that this is the final. This has to be delivered on another level. There was a step up from both sides,
Yeah.
from their heats to their semis, now to the final. They've got to raise themselves again to make sure that they can.
Push the boat out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually really nail it. So we've got to kind of almost critique it from a point of view that we've got to make sure that it's done for a restaurant standard. That's what I think, and certainly from a foodie point of view for you two.
Let me ask you a question though. Liz and I mean, I'm assuming you don't have any professional
No,
cooking
not.
experience,
No.
and I certainly don't. So we're at it from keen amateurs who enjoy our food. You're looking at it from a totally different point of view, though, aren't you? Does that mean that you can still enjoy it as a meal, or are you going to be looking a little too closely at the technicalities of it?
I think we have to look at from. I think David, the chef here, we're going to look at more from a technical aspect, whereas you two now here to look at it from a foodie aspect. So we're going to look at from service from kitchen to delivery, and actually would that be served in a restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably the key point from our point of view. We'll
And
look
we're
at.
the consumers.
Yes.
Consumer's point of view. Does it look
Customer's
nice?
always right.
Have I paid?
Remember that. Customer's always right.
And would you pay the money?
Yes, would I? Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
because-
it the kind of quality of food I would expect from the establishment that I'm in? So, yeah, wouldn't want to be disappointed.
Thing is, it's been very good, this programme, because we've got to. Well, I've got to see everything, to be
Yeah.
fair. But and I think you've kind of guys have looked at it from a different point of view, that you've seen these places in the back of house and actually how it's getting delivered a bit more than just being a consumer in a restaurant. Actually, what it takes to get that food delivered to that table.
And what a great. You talk about establishment, what a great establishment we have here. Tickton Grange is a beautiful place. Great reputation for great service and super food. David has been here for years.
Yeah, I think
so.
so.
Very
90s,
well
the 90s.
established. Yeah, very well established. Very well respected. He's gonna be looking for really good quality things.
And the thing is, don't forget the guys have got David in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Have a look at him as well.
Yeah.
So that's another pressure anyway.
Being filmed is bad enough, isn't it? Cooking, being filmed, and the head chef breathing over your neck. Oof. And they're only students.
Yeah.
We have to remember that they're still only students, and they're just about to embark on their careers.
Yeah, they journey as well.
They do. They do.
Good. So we need a fair competition, so I don't want any bias from you two. All right.
Bear.
May the best chef win.
Yeah,
As long as it's mine.
While those two fight it out, here's a reminder on how Sarah earned her place in the final today.
We've got the smoked mackerel croquettes with the sea trout mousseline and the watercress puree, and then for dessert there's lemon posset with poached rhubarb and a mint sugar.
Pretty.
Nice. Yeah, set nice, isn't it?
Very pretty.
Set well.
Great colour scheme.
You happy?
In my opinion, I felt it could have gone better.
So he's added the sugar in afterwards.
Afterwards, you can see that by
Yeah,
the
like crystallisation, yeah.
Goes straight to the top rather than incorporating the egg yolks.
So the person going through to the final is Sarah.
Thank you.
Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods. Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.
Welcome back to Reality Bites for the grand final of our cooking competition. Sarah from Scarborough TEC and Ben from Lincoln College are both at Tickton Grange to battle it out and take home the Reality Bites trophy. Sarah has won the toss this morning and decided she'll be first up in the kitchen, which has given Ben a bit of time to consider what he has to do today.
Looking at the kitchen, it is probably by far one of the best kitchens I've been in so far. It's a very professional, laid out kitchen. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to work in it. I did not expect to get through to the final. I was ready to lay over the semi-finals to Rob instead of myself, but I'm glad I'm here. Working with duck is probably one of my favourites. I do like the gamey sort of meats. The mystery box it's laying a challenge out for me. It's difficult to think of something. I'm sure I'll work through it. Being able to use the 2 hours definitely it gives me an advantage over the previous 2 competitions. It should give me a little bit more lee room, a bit more of a head start. So far, it's shown me a lot about my own cooking styles. It showed me that I need to pay more detail from the last one, learning from seasonings, learning from flavour combinations that I'm hopefully going to bring towards this one and hopefully win it. Always hoping. I'll be very happy for Sarah as she is the champion out of the entire competition. I am surprised that I've gotten this far. I came in a pinch of salt. If I'd gone out earlier, I'd have patted me victor on the back, but I am proud to be here. I'd love to do another competition like this. It's been a great experience. Obviously, I am still a student. I haven't had a lot of experience in working in professional kitchens, and it's a great opportunity to see free functioning professional kitchens in such different environments in such a short period of time. It really gives me a lot of experience and perspective.
Okay then Sarah, we've got 1 hour now, so are we on target?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, how are you feeling? Still a bit?
Yeah, still a bit, but I think I'll be alright.
Yeah, so talk me through your scallops dish a little bit. So
I've made the pea puree.
Yeah.
That's got some shallots in it and some rapeseed oil. And then I've roasted the chorizo and then I'm going to salt and pepper the scallops, and they're going to go on the plate with some edible flowers.
Nice. So what about the duck then? So what are you doing now? So you've got your garnish ready?
Yeah, I've seasoned that with juniper and salt and pepper. I'm just going to pan fry that. My potatoes are in the oven. And then I've just got to deglaze this pan to make the sauce afterwards and steam the asparagus.
Okay, yeah. Good luck, 1 hour. As we mentioned earlier, as well as doing the restaurant duck dish, each competitor has to come up with an accompanying dish from our box of ingredients. Chef David Nowell and Damien Howarth from Cliff Foods sat down to chat about the ingredients the competitors have been provided with and what type of dish they expect to see.
Thanks for bringing your lovely ingredients from Cliff Foods to Tickton Grange. They're the sort of ingredients we use here all the time in Hyde Restaurant. I'm looking forward to seeing what the students are going to come up with, their interpretation. What's your thoughts on what you've brought and the potential dishes?
Yeah, I'm interested as well what they're going to do. We've tried our best for finding locally sourced things, asparagus from Sandhutton growers at near York, potatoes which are a good stable variety for doing fondants and things, so they're Sagita, and we've got the herbs that are on there as well, which are all locally grown for us. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting, I think. Yeah,
it's got a summer feel about it. With the asparagus is only available 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 months. I mean, that's six weeks of the year, which we have to make the most of.
Yeah.
We use a local farmer, brings it directly to us, and we really make the most of that period of time where we've asparagus on all our main courses.
Yeah, I think it's really important for helping promote the local growers and farmers, because it feeds back into local economies and things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So and it tastes better than bringing it from southern hemisphere and stuff. Yeah. So
you've got the peas there as well, of course.
Yeah.
Yorkshire peas. I think they say it takes an hour, doesn't it, from field to processing right the way through to freezing peas, which is incredible.
And there's some really big pea growers down in along the Humber Estuary as well.
I know what I'm looking for from some of the ingredients, because I know the style of dishes we do here, and I'm hoping that the students will have done a bit of homework on what we do here and will appropriate the dishes accordingly with your peas and asparagus. We've got a bit of orange and apple in there, flavours that go well with the duck.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of good quality restaurants in the Lincolnshire and Yorkshire regions as well, and a lot of obviously been involved in this process. So it's and those chefs that are the students that are going through doing the competition are hopefully going to be going into jobs in those restaurants as well in the future.
Yeah, the area's on the up and up, definitely. Like you say, there's lots of great places in the area, enthusiastic chefs.
Yeah.
And we're wanting young people into the industry, because old boys like me don't last forever, so we need some new blood in.
Yeah.
With Sarah still cooking away in the kitchen, I caught up with David to discuss the menu that each competitor had prepared for today. Okay, Chef David, thank you for having us here. So we've got the 2 finalists and we've got their menus. So with first, what's Sarah doing? Salt and pepper king scallops with Yorkshire, that's chorizo in it, or is it Yorkshire peas and then
Yorkshire pea puree and chorizo.
So what we're going to, it sounds a beautiful dish.
It's the sort of dish we would serve. These are the sort of ingredients we'd serve for sure.
So we need great cooking of scallops.
Absolutely, crucial.
So it's the timing. We've got to really make sure she's nailing it.
Lastminute.com on that, without a shadow of a doubt. But with that lovely caramelisation and finish with butter, rich, soft. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat them, can you? Jewel of the ocean, really.
It is completely.
Scallops
and then obviously pea puree, that's got to be nice and not grainy, nice seasoned consistency, and then the chorizo kind of complement it all.
Yeah, and the right amount of all the elements to make it into a dish. Common fault is to not have enough
Yeah.
of an element. So you're finishing off the scallops, but there's no more pea puree to go with it. Maybe a few whole peas on there. I chose duck as a main element for the main course because it's a superb product. It's Aylesbury duck, and it's just up the road. 2.5 miles as the duck flies.
So what are you going to be looking for in the cooking of that duck?
Crisp skin, which will be down to scoring the skin and rubbing that seasoning in, the juniper and the salt, in enough time for that to start working before it's seared off gently in the pan to start rendering that fat under the skin, rendering that away so we've got a lovely crisp skin. And then of course in an environment like this we're looking for lovely pink duck. If customers want the duck cooked through, no issue at all. I want to do it how the customer likes it.
They pay bills.
Yeah.
No customers, no bills. So
we want them to come back.
Exactly.
So we want them to like what they're having. But as a standard, the way to cook these premium meats, lamb, duck, venison, is to cook them pink.
So her dessert, which I thought was a bit of a strange choice, because obviously this is just a menu from a point of view of a customer, she's chosen to do Black Forest Gatto.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, there's deconstructed this, that and the other goes on, and I think that's sort of getting a bit passé now, personally. There could be all sorts of interpretations of Black Forest Gatto. It wouldn't probably be something I'd be putting on the menu at this time of the year as well. Cherries for me are sort of Christmassy.
So that's what Sarah's done now. Obviously Ben is doing the same take on the scallops, and the duck. Now he's chosen lemon curd with white chocolate with locally grown blueberries. That to me sounds a lot nicer in reference. Regardless how it gets delivered. Regardless how it gets delivered. If you was to read that as a customer, you'd be very much, because there's quite a lot of skill set in that dessert.
There is. White chocolate is lighter than a dark chocolate. Small criticism, we've got lemon and we've got orange here, so we've got citrus again. I'm really big on the detail of menu planning, and if I see a menu and it's got tomato on 3 times, I'm thinking that's not very clever menu planning. We've got one dish on each course and we've got citrus twice. So it's a slight criticism of that, but I agree. We're really looking at 3 ingredients stated there, and those 3 ingredients fit better here than the heavier winter cherries, really.
Great shot today anyway. Right, I better go have a look at what they're doing now.
Nice to talk to you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Join us after the break to see how Sarah and Ben get on in the kitchen and who will be crowned the winner of Reality Bites.
Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods. Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.
Welcome back to Reality Bites. For the grand final of our cooking competition, Sarah from Scarborough TEC is just about out of time in the kitchen, so I went in to oversee the final few minutes. Okay, chef, 5 minutes. Seem to be on top and ready.
I think so.
Yeah, all under control.
Yeah.
How have you found this dish? Difficult? Or these dishes?
I found them quite difficult because I don't usually do main meals or anything like that.
Okay. So it's presented a different challenge for you then, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you seem under control, so last 5 minutes then, straight onto the plate, yeah? It's all going to taste good, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Final minute. Oh, look. Wow. That looks good.
So I've done a salt and pepper scallop with pea puree and chorizo, and I've done a pan-fried roasted duck breast flavoured with juniper and orange with fondant potatoes and asparagus.
Oh, well, good. So how have you found it then?
I was doing quite well for time. I was a little bit nervous.
You seemed a bit nervous when we came in. And
I
when
still
you were
am.
there. Right, okay.
But I think it could have gone better, to be honest. But
Looks terrific.
Yeah, it looks great.
Fantastic. Really nicely presented.
How have you found the kitchen?
the kitchen was really nice to work
Yeah.
in, just a bit warm.
Good, pressure. Thank you. Okay, should we tuck in?
Yes.
I think presentation first. I think they look good dishes.
Yeah, they would grace the restaurant from a presentation point of view, no doubt about it. Yeah, look great.
Sarah's got the presentation down pat, hasn't she? Because I remember in the heats, she presented her food extremely well.
Yes, she did.
And and clearly she's done exactly the same here.
An eye for detail.
Yeah, very much so.
One thing as well is she was calm in the other heats, whereas she's been very nervous here today.
Yeah.
Maybe the final, but
that's understandable.
Yeah.
It's she's in a proper professional kitchen in a very well thought of establishment with the head chef here looking over her. And the pressure's on for both of them today. And I think as far as presentation, who knows what it tastes like, but as far as presentation, absolutely. Nailed it.
Right, should we dig into the scallops first?
Nice.
Scallop nice and soft.
Scallops beautifully cooked.
Bit of caramelisation.
It's done.
Bit more pea puree would be nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not a lot of pea puree for 3 scallops though.
Yeah. It's certainly a consideration on dishes.
Yeah.
You need to think about how much.
Are these edible flowers? Should you eat
No,
them?
no,
Do
I
they
agree,
complement the
as
dish?
a-
Or do you leave them and risk
I wouldn't know.
offending?
Yeah,
No.
in some occasions.
So use a blue
Because
plate.
these are violets and these are quite a...
You can eat them.
Yeah, they're bitter. But there's probably no reason for these to be on, and actually the...
I do quite like the contrasting colour. Should we do a swap?
Yep. Okay, so we've got... So this is a similar dish to what you've had on the menu, chef, isn't it?
Yeah, it's typical lovely local duck breasts.
Yeah.
2.5 miles as the crow flies, as the duck flies from here.
We've got local asparagus, we've got orange on there, fondant potatoes. Not really a true fondant.
They look a bit more like little roasties,
Roast
don't they?
Yeah,
Roast
they do.
potatoes.
Almost like a chateau potato, half cooked. And then what is?
I don't know what that
That's
is.
apple.
Yeah, so she's just caramelised apple, and then deglazed the pan and made the jus.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I'd like more jus.
Yeah.
We've been through the phase of chefs just putting a tickler jus
Yeah.
on. We need more jus. You need to complement the meat with the correct volumes of the other items, and not enough jus.
It should be more pink than that,
More
shouldn't
pink.
it?
I would
Okay.
like a lot more pink.
The skin is crispy though.
I saw the juniper going on on the skin in the seasoning, which is what we would do. Grind the juniper up into a powder and use it as part of the seasoning. So.
It's a nice duck. Just wish it was.
It's just overcooked.
Yeah, it's overcooked. It's a fondant potato should
What's the
be.
jus like?
Really?
Tasty. There isn't
This
any
is not
juniper in the jus,
No,
and
I
there
thought-
needs to be more of it. But it's
Jus is just-
tarragon and orange.
Is that jus just another word for gravy?
Yeah, it is
What's the
basically.
word?
Flavoured gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
French.
We need more gravy.
French.
The thing is, in most kitchens, because it takes such a long time, if you're going to do a proper jus reduction, would take 2 days.
Well, that's that's quite
Hence
tasty.
why chefs didn't like putting a lot on plates. Because they'd be like,
'Cause
it
it
takes me
needs to
2 days. Yeah, because it's like, I've got to make this last, or I'm going to make another one.
Yeah.
I think that the jus was on more, I think, if... Asparagus
Duck cooked a bit less.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fondant's cooked in vegetable stock as opposed to roast.
Okay.
Not far off.
No, not far off, so...
It's a good effort.
You wouldn't send it back.
No.
I wouldn't have sent it back.
Wouldn't you?
Even though I don't like duck very, very pink. I don't like it semi-raw. I would prefer.
And that's the thing, isn't it?
Like that.
A lot of this is personal taste.
Yeah.
It's not. I like pink. I have my beef very rare. I like duck very rare as well. Others wouldn't. They like beef ruined.
No, not quite.
Well done.
Not quite.
Well done. But do you know what I mean? It's all
Medium
about
rare.
personal
Each
taste.
to
Each to their own.
It is,
And that is actually a very tasty plate of food.
All Sarah can do now is sit and wait as Ben gets into the kitchen to start his cooking.
Okay, final Ben. How are you feeling?
Nervous?
Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah. So dishes. What we're doing?
We've got the roasted duck, the fond potato and asparagus.
Yep.
Pairing that with a starter of seared scallops with the free pigs, chorizo, and a pea soup with garnish with pea shoots.
Nice. So you think these dishes are going to work for you? There's some tricky elements with cooking
There are.
scallops, cooking the duck.
I feel like it'll work.
Good. You seem quite calm at the minute, so we'll see how this goes. So you've got 2 hours. So a little bit different format. So you've got 2 hours to have everything done, plated, and delivered. All right.
Yeah.
Good luck, chef.
Thank you.
I caught up with Sarah to see how she felt her dishes had gone.
I'm really happy. I was very nervous before I went into the kitchen, but now it's over. I'm okay now. I think it went okay, but I feel for myself it could have gone better. I was a little bit disappointed in myself, the fact that I overcooked the duck. So I think it could have been just a little bit under. But it's done now, so I think I'm relatively okay with my time management. But I think it was just the fact that it was a new kitchen and I wasn't sure where things were. So because I'm used to cooking at college, so I know where everything is. I think it's been a really good experience. Like, you get comfortable with what you know. So going out and into like 3 different kitchens, it's good to see how other people work and use their workspace and stuff like that. So I found it really challenging for myself because I'm not used to cooking meats and fishes like main meals. I'm more like desserts, pastry type girl. So I found it really difficult. I think it's been really good because it's given me quite a lot of different connections in the industry, making friends with like the head chefs and stuff like that, and just people that they know. So it'd be good for if I did want to change jobs or anything like that. But I don't at the minute, so.
Okay, chef. Got an hour. How's your prep coming along?
It's good.
Yeah.
Rolling with it, doing one thing at a time, making sure it's on point. I think I've got plenty of time with an hour, so I should be. I don't want to say I'm going to be early because that'll be.
No, you don't want to be
confident.
saying that. No, you don't want to be saying that.
I'm hoping I'll be on time.
Right, good. So obviously you got puree done. It's nice and smooth.
The puree for the scallops.
Yeah. So that's going with your chorizo.
And the scallops and the pea shoots for garnish.
Lovely. And I see you got your gin out. So where's your gin going then?
Gin's already in the sauce. Sauce has been reducing. Might add a bit more gin because.
Oh, you like gin? Do you want some tonic as well?
I quite like gin. I can have some tonic if you're offering.
Okay. Right, good. Well, you've got 1 hour then, mate. So good luck. So get on.
Cheers.
Ben and Sarah's lecturers have come along to offer their support. So while Ben is busy in the kitchen, I took the opportunity to see what each thought of their students' chances in today's final.
She can be a little nervous, but she does demonstrate really good skills and confidence. If she's a bit nervous when she starts to do something for the first time, but then confidence grows and she starts to think about it, and then she does really well on it.
His delivery of his dishes is fantastic. His professionalism within that is very good. He strives to be one of the best in the class, and he's currently a distinction student, so he's doing very, very well, yeah.
She's working well. She's working at merit distinction standard right throughout. She's quite consistent with what she does. She cares about her work, and her products are really, really good.
I think Ben's been very professional. I think he's really enjoyed it. I think he's gone into it with the right attitude. He's a very smart-looking chef, a professional-looking chef, and he's just tried his best, and that's all we can hope for.
She's worked very hard. I hope she's done well. So, you know, she's really dedicated herself to this. And I hope so. I hope she's done really well in it.
Well, obviously, I hope that he gets through and wins the final. It's good for him to be in the final. I think he's a very good student, very professional, and very good at his job.
Join us after the break as we see how Ben does his dishes and who will be crowned winner of Reality Bites. So, the winner for this year is...
Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods. Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.
Welcome back to Reality Bites Grand Final. Over the last 13 weeks, we have seen our original 8 competitors battle down to the final 2 of Ben and Sarah. Sarah has already been in the kitchen and served her dishes to the judges, and Ben is now down to his last 30 minutes of cooking time.
Okay, 30 minutes. Seem very calm.
At the moment, yeah. I'm exactly where I want to be. I've got everything ready.
Yeah.
Waiting on my potatoes. The waiting's the bit that's killing me.
Is it?
Yeah. Can't do waiting. I need to be doing something.
So you can all nice and organised, you see. Everything's all laid out, ready. So it'll be this final 30 minutes. Put it all together. Deliver the food. Make sure it's on point. All right.
Yep.
Got some tough judges in there today. Right, it's a good look.
Can you put in a good word for me?
Yeah, I'll try.
Thank you.
Okay, 5 minutes, chef. He's got up to cooking nicely, nice and coloured there.
Nice, Sarah, then. Yeah, I'm on point.
On point, that's what we like to hear. So, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Don't be late, yeah?
I shall.
Good luck.
"30 seconds. Okay, chef.
Today we have pan-seared scallops and chorizo with a pea puree and juniper roasted duck, fondant potatoes, caramelised apple and sautéed asparagus.
Nice. How have you found that?
Good. It's been a
You
good
seem very
experience.
calm in there.
It's 2 dishes that I enjoy them. I enjoy cooking duck. I like trying new things with the scallops.
Have you cooked scallops before?
Once or twice. It's not my expertise, but I do quite like doing them.
Right, good.
I'm very happy with both dishes.
Good.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll dig in.
Thank you.
Okay, so 2 more plates of food, presented very differently this time.
Presented beautifully. Look,
All right.
as the last
All
one, the
right.
last
Mm.
presentation was excellent. This is really like the presentation of the store. I mean,
splatter.
both, but that splatter effect is really nice, and there's more puree.
Yeah, I think. I think.
And there's chorizo.
Yes.
This is nice too. He's actually put some chorizo on.
Yes, the last one was more like
Looks
the
firm.
crouton, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's
I'll move your...
Yeah,
that's not. Yeah.
it's already cooked, so it doesn't need much action.
That's
and it's
Oh,
had
no,
quite a
don't.
bit of action.
Get the hacksaw. No, maybe not.
Shame.
Chorizo is very, very hard.
I'm not going to try the chorizo. The scallops, they're not. I can't they're not flavoured.
Go on, in you come.
There's no not a lot of seasoning on them scallops.
Not enough. No, not quite.
Is that what's missing?
And again, the chorizo's only appeared as the chorizo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
They're fairly tasteless.
Yeah, aren't they?
Which is...
What a shame.
What's happened to those? Is it just a bad batch?
No, it shouldn't be, because I think it's just not enough seasoning on the scallops, and it's literally cooked the chorizo to death. What a shame.
What a shame.
Disappointing.
What a shame. But it looks, I mean, you do eat with your eyes sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think we'd all dipped in with our eyes when we saw that. What about the duck?
Obviously, again...
Overcooked.
Yeah. There's a lot of juniper on that.
Oh,
Right, it's in the
overkill.
sauce.
Looks more like gravy.
Wee bit over on the juniper.
But saying that, one thing I will give you is
Potatoes are nice.
the potato is lovely. As a
Very
fondant
nice.
potato,
Yes.
That's how they're meant to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Are the asparagus.
but
Bit of snap in that asparagus. Looks like that's cooked well.
Except it's I would say overcooked.
Is it?
or you're tasting juniper, you're not tasting
Yeah.
duck, you're not tasting asparagus, you're not tasting potato fondants, which should be creamy, light, slightly salty.
It's a bit overworked, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just maybe it's just tried a bit too much to kind of pack that with some punch and well overdone it. Shame.
Okay. It is a shame.
Shame. Okay, so the final, we've tasted the dishes. We're going to give you some feedback on your dishes. But you have to remember this is like small details now. So you've both done incredibly well. But I think my two foodies on the side of me want to give you some feedback.
Go on, you first.
Thanks. Okay, ladies first. Well, you were first to serve. I thought your scallops were absolutely superb. I love scallops. I used to scuba dive and I used to collect them. So I know what they're like when they're really fresh and they're very nicely cooked, and yours were superb. So I really enjoyed those. The duck, slightly overdone, and I was a bit surprised about the potatoes. I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but then I didn't actually know what the term was of the potatoes that you were cooking. So, but I enjoyed it even so. Ben, lovely presentation, fantastic, looked amazing on the plates. A lot more flavour in the duck than Sarah's. The scallops were a bit disappointing for me because I love them so much. But I'll leave that to the chefs to actually feed back to you about that.
I think congratulations to you both. I mean, A, to get here, and B, then, you know, in an alien kitchen, again, another alien kitchen, with the heat and the cameras and, you know, the chef looking over you. You know, you've really kept your heads. You've done brilliantly well. I thought, for my part, presentation of both was super. Really, really loved both. The scallops, I mean, Sarah, lovely scallops, really nice. Could have done with a bit more puree for me. Ben, scallops again, similar to Liz, really. I think needed a bit more seasoning just for my palate, but the pea puree was lovely. I really loved duck, and you gave us a decent piece of duck, not a tiny straggly bit. These were proper duck breasts, and they were beautifully done. Again, both presented very well. Again, the contrast was, Sarah, with you, I would have liked a bit more jus with it. And Ben, I would have liked a little less flavouring. It was quite overpowering.
I'm looking from a point of view of that food being served in this restaurant. And I think you've done great. Presentation of all 4 dishes as they went down was great and would grace our tables. To talk details, specific details, Ben, on your duck, you had gone a bit too much on the juniper, so it was a bit too big a hit of juniper and not ground up quite enough. Your scallops, on the other hand, needed more seasoning. So where you were saying about the flavour of the scallops lacking, that was purely because you didn't season those enough. Your cooking of them was lovely. They were caramelised and they were well cooked, but they weren't seasoned enough, so we didn't get the flavour. Your scallops were, Sarah, were great. They were well cooked and nicely seasoned. One of the theme through your dishes was you didn't have quite enough of things on your dishes, so you were a bit lacking in the pea puree, a bit lacking in the chorizo as well with the scallops, because it's important, the balance of the dish, there needs to be enough to have a little bit of all those things with every mouthful. And then on the duck again, your fondant potatoes were nice potatoes but not true fondants, and you're a bit lacking on the sauce.
So the winner for this year is Sarah. Well done.
So we've just had the final. Sarah's just won it. It's been down to flavour. That's what's won it on the day. So do you know what I've got to do now? Just hand some trophies out.
I'm very pleased with myself. I'm a slight bit disappointed, obviously, 'cause it's a simple thing for seasoning, but it's obviously something that comes with time, and working in the kitchens and industry more and more will be perfected. But I'm very happy and proud of how far I've got.
It was a massive surprise because I was obviously disappointed with myself for overcooking the duck, but yeah, I'm really happy with the results, over the moon.
What an amazing final. Sarah has done a fantastic job and is a thoroughly deserving winner. But do you know what? She's not the only one to get something out of this competition. Every student that has taken part has been brilliant in their own way, showing their passion and their determination to succeed in what is often seen as a challenging industry. We've had some fantastic food served, seen some real grit and courage, worked with some top-class chefs, and we've had some real fun along the way too. And at the end of the day, the reality is, that's what working in the kitchen is all about.
Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.